The journey of being diagnosed with cancer is incredibly confronting. Your staff need to understand that they see this every day. For me, hopefully, it's a once in a lifetime event.
It's an opportunity for you to hear firsthand how people would want us to be with them as we interact with them on a day-to-day basis.
But you have an interaction with someone that is so genuine or humorous or whatever it is, and it feels really nice. You feel cared for.
The staff on the reception, absolutely amazing, because they would greet me by name every time I walked into the centre. So they knew I was coming and they were like, "Hi Jess, how you going?" Which made you feel so good and like more homely when you got here.
The initial approach, from the get-go, I suppose, was very calming and accommodating. So they introduced themselves, they took the time. I never felt rushed. If they had been impatient and tried to push me along, "Oh, there's people waiting," or any of those that suggestions, it would have taken longer, much longer, because all of a sudden your anxiety goes up. You're not hearing, you're not able to follow directions.
When someone puts the time and the effort into actually sitting with you and actually being present when they're with you, because I know nurses and like people that are working in hospitals, they've always got 10, 15 patients at one time. But every time that those two people were with me, they were so present in the moment and really showed that they cared for me as an individual.
Once you've got respect and faith in a doctor or staff or anything like that, it's just like this, you don't have this stress, you just feel much calmer.
It is easier to communicate with these patients when you know something about his culture. When I speak with people and I say that I was born in Czech Republic, "Oh, Prague, beautiful city," and like that, and you have almost friends because they react very nicely. Communication between these two sides would be very, very simple and smooth.
It would be good for the staff to have sympathy for other culture, because in some culture, like my culture, we are quieter and we do not ask for more than we receive.
She cared about you as well, and she would build a relationship, despite having quite poor English.
Doctors doing their rounds in the morning, of course, have to cover a lot of patients, and when they have students, they will be outside the room or just a bit away explaining everything to that student of what's going on. If they did that in front of the patient, it wasn't as if I couldn't hear them outside the room. In my case, I would have felt more included. I should have been the learning tool for the students, so I should have been the priority.
It'd be really good if you're always consulted, because you are, you do have feelings, you're a human, you're not just a number or a person in a bed. You're in such a sort of a sensitive and vulnerable place, and so you want the best care, and you don't want to be you don't want, I guess, your feathers ruffled, I suppose, and that's what that does when you have sort of a negative interaction with a staff member.
This particular specialist, he was very good at addressing me. But when I had my partner with me or my dad with me or any of my family members, he never used to greet them. I didn't know why, maybe because I was his patient and he was focusing on me. But at the same time, I also want my family is going through this just as much as I'm going through this. So it would have been nice if he addressed them and included them as part of my journey and my treatment as well. And he came in and he sat on the bed and he held my hand and I was like, "Oh, what a lovely person," it just really made all the difference to me. And sat and talked to me for 10 minutes, not about my cancer, just about life and what I do for a living and when do I think I'll get back to work. It was just really, really good. I didn't want him to leave. Felt like he really cared. It really did. Although I'd never met him, he knew about me. Talked about how I was for 2 minutes with the cancer, but the rest of it was just very human and very real.
I need to know that the person treating me actually sees me as Simon the person.
To be non-judgmental, you've got to consider what the person's going through.
Staff members smiling and saying, how are you going, how are you feeling, saying good morning makes a huge difference.
It's easier to be pleasant back if someone's being pleasant to you, and often it de-stresses you a little, and it makes the whole environment a lot better.
It's very good when the nurse get the feeling of the patient.
Probably the best advice I can give staff is trust your patient.
Advice I give to staff is to express kindness.
As long as you have compassionate and caring people, the journey is not so long.